All right, everybody. Welcome. So we're gonna angle this camera a little bit better. This is gonna be the Trashy Art Project. So you can see here, I got some cheesy bite potatoes. I have the box of a portable aromatherapy minivan. Fan, not van. M&M's, Twix, and what's cool about like these little snack size things that you could bring in because you want to bring in your own stuff is that they got a nice foil inside for reflective properties. The M&M's don't. They got on the inside they got like a cream color, but you get the shininess, the eye catchingness of all the Musketeers. So there's all different things that you can use and utilize. If you want to take even the wrappers off of the Pepsi, we can use that as well. So what we're doing is we're going to be learning about, we're going to glue and make, use one design element here to make something out of trash. You could use some of these if you want, because they're shiny too. But majority, and I'm going to say this because there's going to be somebody that's probably going to just go right for here, use any of these, they don't want to use these. Majority of your stuff needs to be recycled. It needs to come from a different place that wasn't intended, and we're intending it to be for here. So what are principles that we are going to do and design, and you have to come up with, which would be, one would be interlocking. An interlocking design is pretty simple. It's kind of like a chain. So if I was to draw, I'm using a pencil to show up. You go, well, that's not a chain, Mr. Rote. Don't worry, my stuff's off the hook. And you're like, oh, I see it now. Yeah. You do see it now. Aha. Those you told me it wasn't a chain. Alright. This would be an example of interlocking. And you can make these look like they're interlocking by cutting them in various shapes, either using scissors, X-Acto blade, and whatnot. Another example would be repeated design showing space and form. So say you just have a shape, and then you're going to want one bigger, and then one maybe middle size, a little bit bigger in between there. So you're going to want a minimum 3 that makes it repeated design. What gives it shape, well, not shape, space, is some are smaller, so when you view it, you view that smaller one farther in the distance, so it gives you space. Middle one, middle, large, up close and at you. And you can use different shapes and just create. And you can put stuff behind it too if you wanted to. I want to put like a box, a large box here, and a really tiny box over here, and you want the pieces to flow around. Like this should be my surface area, so I should fill the space, always fill the space. And the next thing is progression. And what progression is, if this is my surface area and I'm coming up this corner, I got really a bunch of little tiny things, and then they're getting bigger, and they're getting bigger, and then they get bigger, and it comes all in the corner here. They're getting more spread out, and then they get bigger, so it looks like it's coming at an angle that's coming from a distance towards you. Interlocking this, there should be some kind of overlap with everything. And then you're going to do that by cutting pieces of whatever you have. The last thing that you could do is then piece all this together as a collage to make something. So I could cut out the shapes or whatever I have, or combine it together to make something. So this could be like an M&M here for the eye, whatnot, and make a collage. Any of these items here, I'm an M&M. This could be like, I don't know, a circle on something. The whole body could be silvery. Might want to add some stuff to it, some stuff in the background. And you're going to do this all on construction paper. So like an image, going back into the distance from big to small. Repeated design using big, medium, and small, and interlocking. These are all design elements that you can use on this project. And you should use the majority of it. I'm going to say again, for the listening impaired, majority of it should come from just things you normally throw away. Whether it be wrappers, potato skins, Pop-Tarts, whatever we tend to throw away, bring in and try to make something out of it. That is the goal, something overly strenuous. So, if you put my materials back clean, then you can get this. Like if I just wanted this Pepsi logo, I can cut that out. Make sure that you have something underneath you. If you are gonna cut it out because I don't want you marking up my tables. Don't be marking up my tables. If you're cutting anything with an X-Acto blade, you definitely want something underneath you. You see how I got something underneath me here? Because I don't want you marking up my tables, because then you create texture on my tables, and then when somebody draws on it, you put someone else at a disadvantage. And you wouldn't want someone putting you at a disadvantage. So don't put somebody else at a disadvantage. So you can see I have my little Pepsi thing. I could glue that. I could use that and if I had more than one Pepsi thing. Because you buy, the more you buy, the cheaper that is. And I can cut out 3. I can get repeated design, but I can't get using this. I can't get that smaller, larger aspect in medium. But I definitely would have repeated design. You would have to probably add more ideas into getting that. But just taking the commercial Pepsi logo, and you have that there. Now you see the back, even if it's different, like this. I mean, this is cool. It's silver and it has 2 different kinds of coloring and textures to it. If you can see it, I don't know if in that light, because we have fluorescent light in here, and it's so wonderful on drowning out actual color being reflected. But you can have some that are complete silver, like this one and that, and you can use that as repeated design, or you could use it as eyeballs. There's lots of different things that you can use it for. Say that you want to keep the circle aspect of it, and then you go to another thing. You don't have to use everything the same thing. And I can cut these little ones out. Now notice that I'm starting to make a mistake here. I need to have my hand away from where I'm cutting, because I don't want you to cut yourself, and because it's not Sunday, and I don't want me to cut myself, because have I cut myself? Yes. Is it pleasant? No. Cutting yourself is not a pleasant thing, and I do not recommend it for anybody. So again, going with the circle design, now I got small ones. I could cut out this one. I would have mediums, and I could use the designs on it already if I wanted to. Like the image of this, what is this thing? A aromatherapy, whatever, mumbo jumbo that I never used, apparently. Fan to keep me cool on hot days when I'm doing gigs. Well, you don't want that to happen either. And I'm at 11 minutes, so I better stop. I'll do another video.